Welcome to This Explainer. Today, we are taking a reflective, almost cinematic journey into something we've probably all felt but can barely explain. Let's dive right into that strange, beautiful feeling of geographical familiarity. You know the one, where you step into a completely new environment and yet your very bones seem to recognize it. It's this fascinating blend of human memory and the deep, quiet whispers of the soul. So, have you ever arrived somewhere completely new, yet felt as though you had been there before? I mean, your passport, your itinerary, your own conscious memory, they are all telling you, hey, this is your very first time here, but your gut says, I know this place. It completely defies logic. Picture this for a second. You are walking down a quiet street in a distant city. Maybe the cobblestones are uneven and the architecture is totally foreign to anything you grew up with. Logic unequivocally says you've never been here. But then, the afternoon light hits the buildings in just a certain way, and boom, this huge wave of recognition just washes right over you. Or maybe it's not a street. Maybe it's a forgotten little cafe, tucked away on some random corner, where people are speaking a language you don't even know. Or a secluded forest trail, where the damp earth and the towering trees feel like they are welcoming you back, rather than just welcoming you in. It could literally be an ancient temple on the exact opposite side of the planet. You have never, ever seen it until this exact moment in your life. And yet, standing right there, there's this quiet, persistent whisper inside you saying that you've felt this before. So, what's actually going on here? Is it just a trick of the mind, or is there something much deeper happening?
Let's start with Section 1, the science of hidden memories.
To start making sense of this, science tells us that the human brain is essentially a massive pattern recognition machine. It is relentlessly scanning our environment to keep us safe. So our minds literally create this sense of familiarity by matching new environments to hidden fragments of old memories. A narrow street in Italy might subconsciously trigger the exact spatial layout of your childhood neighborhood, or the rich scent of old wood suddenly brings back the total safety of your grandparents' house. It's like sunlight filtering through the trees, awakening a forgotten summer. You aren't actually remembering the place, you're recognizing a pattern. Now, this is where it gets absolutely fascinating. Psychologists draw a really distinct line between visual memory and emotional memory. They suggest that emotions are stored so much deeper in our brains than visual images. Like, we might completely forget what a specific place looked like, but we rarely, if ever, forget how a moment made us feel. So sometimes what feels so familiar to you isn't the physical place at all. It's the profound emotion that the place just woke up inside you. When a totally new place evokes one of those deeply stored feelings, it instantly resonates with you. It's exactly like hearing a song for the absolute first time and feeling like you've known it forever. Not because you've actually heard the melody before, but because the emotion behind it has always existed inside you. Which brings us to Section 2, the mystery of déjà vu. We can't talk about this without mentioning déjà vu, that fleeting, surreal sensation that you've already lived through a present moment, like a conversation or an everyday scene. You've probably experienced it. In fact, wild fact here, up to 70% of healthy people report feeling it. Scientists think it happens when the brain processes information with a slight neurological delay, creating this jarring, sudden impression that what is happening right now is actually a memory. But here's the best part. Even with all our advanced neuroscience, researchers still don't fully understand exactly why it happens. And honestly, that mystery is a huge part of what makes it so cool. But science is just one way to look at it. Let's move to Section 3, Whispers of the Soul. Throughout history, varied spiritual traditions have offered these beautifully poetic alternatives for this exact experience. They talk about connections that go way beyond ordinary cognitive memory. The idea that the soul recognizes what the conscious mind just can't grasp. It's why some places draw us in without any logical reason. Have you ever had that feeling of finding home thousands of miles away from where you actually live? It's like the place carries a specific energy that just awakens something deep within your heart. What if, and just think about this for a second, what if these places are not reminding us of the past at all, but reminding us of ourselves? Maybe this overwhelming familiarity isn't a memory. Maybe it's a profound resonance. Some places bring us incredible peace. Others absolutely inspire us. It's as if some quiet part of you recognizes exactly what you need in that very moment, and the environment just provides it. Obviously, no one can prove these spiritual or emotional ideas with hard, empirical data, but maybe we don't need to rush to find a clinical explanation for everything. As the beautiful old sentiment goes, sometimes the most beautiful part of a mystery is not solving it. It is allowing ourselves to experience it. If you find yourself in one of these magical places, maybe it's enough to just pause, watch the golden sunset, and simply feel it.
Let's wrap up with section 4, embracing life's beautiful unknowns.
Whether it's a clever trick of the mind searching for patterns, an emotional memory bubbling up, or a gentle whisper of the soul, these moments of connection are such a rare gift. Some places enter our lives exactly like old friends, even when we are meeting them for the very first time. They remind us that the world is so much more deeply connected than any map could ever show. Life is literally full of these beautiful unknowns just waiting to be explored with wonder instead of a need for certainty. So we want to turn this over to you. Have you ever visited a place that felt strangely, deeply familiar, even though you had never been there before? Seriously, was it a distant bustling city, a quiet, ancient forest, or maybe a totally empty beach? We would absolutely love to hear your story in the comments below because sharing these moments reminds us of how universally connected we all are. Keep seeking out those places of belonging because behind every beautiful mystery in this world, there is always a why waiting to be explored. Thank you so much for joining us for this explainer, and we will catch you next time.